Hey guys, how's it going? It's nearly Halloween. How cool is that? You know it is. You know you right there. You know it is. You're Timmy, right? That's your name. You know it is. Yeah, that's right. Welcome to another episode of the Luke Makes a Video About Blah 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 show. The show with the name that ages as well as wine in a barrel full of poison. Now, everyone knows that I love me some Christmas stuff, but it's not necessarily the Christmas that I like. It's the season or the feeling of Christmas that I like, as I said in my last video. And the case also goes for Halloween. Video games and atmosphere. That's what this video is going to be about. Atmosphere. Atmosphere. Atmosphere! In video games, it's the thing that makes a game more than just pushing buttons. It's what's responsible for how you feel, an immersion, that is to say, how well the game pulls you into its world. It can make a game with awful gameplay into something great, and a game with good gameplay into something mediocre. It's what makes the first half of Bioshock excellent, and Amnesia: Machine for Pigs actually have anything at all going for it. As it's Halloween, we're going to take a look at what I consider to be one of the best horror levels in a video game, from an atmospheric and just basically purely stylistic point of view. Now, it's a confirmed fact that everyone loves Banjo-Kazooie. No, it's true. It's true. Definitely factual. Everyone and their mum and their kid. Yeah, anyway. Banjo-Kazooie has one of the most amazing atmospheres of any game. It all blends seamlessly into one cohesive and unfragmented experience. Oh wait, I'm lying. Look, a snow level. Look, a swamp level. They don't. They don't. Yeah, overall the levels are a bit jarring, but that's what 90s games were like. Rather than having something that flowed, they aimed for lots of separate, self-contained themed levels, and that's something Banjo-Kazooie did best. And that brings us on to today's level of interest. Mad Monster Mansion! Or as it's known in Spain, La Mansión del Monstruo Loco. Triple M is the 7th world in Banjo-Kazooie, and is apparently themed to be Haunted Mansion, which, I don't know, I prefer to think of it as a horror cliché level. There's a church, religion, terrifying, right? A hedge maze, a graveyard, an eerie pond or whatever it is, and even a Ouija board inside a creepy cavern in the woods. No, not really. And of course, there's the mansion itself, serving as the central piece of the level. There's a whole lot going on, but it actually turns out to be the smallest level in Banjo-Kazooie, which is good because there isn't any wasted space. It's all being used to add to the atmosphere the level is going for. Actually, I have to say that my favorite part of the level isn't even in the level, it's in the overworld just before it. After you've gone through the volcano... After going through the volcano, you find yourself in a small graveyard area which has a phenomenal atmosphere. As a kid, I remember just looking up at the sky and listening to the music. It's incredibly eerie, but also strangely calming and melancholic. The moon moves around the sky and the world door stands as a lone building. The grass is off-colored, the tombstones are crooked, and it's all surrounded by a stone wall, except for that one part. It's just oozing an eerie and lonely atmosphere. The level, of course, is a little different. As soon as you arrive, you're greeted to the front door of the mansion. A thin layer of fog drifts over the ground, and a creepy light streams through a window. Bam! Instant atmosphere. And it gets even better from there. You can go left, and you're met by the hedge maze, where ghosts chase you as you're frantically trying to collect notes, and they can totally unfairly go through hedges that are so square they can be kicked out of an accounting convention. Or you can go right, and find yourself heading towards an iron gate with the church towering just behind. Of course, you can also break down the front door, which is kind of rude if you ask me. Just because it's haunted doesn't mean you can break everything. I mean, if Banjo sees a light on in a room, the window and everything inside is fair game, apparently. Hey Banjo, this isn't an RPG. Can't just take everything you want. Inside the main room of the mansion, there's a ghost called Napper, because he naps. This is a Banjo-Kazooie game after all, where a name like Napper is endearing rather than just lazy. If you touch any part of the floor, he wakes up, so you have to climb onto the roof and go down the chimney like a woodland Father Christmas, so you can jump over to him on the chairs and steal his jiggy. Speaking of jiggies, let's do a super quick walkthrough on where to find them all. There's one here, 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 and one for finding all the Gingos here, 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 and here. What the hell? Conker? What are you doing here? I mentioned the Ouija board before. You have to spell Banjo-Kazooie on the board by moving Tumblr, who is a tumbler, over the letters. Why doesn't Grunty just make a word that's something weird, rather than just something that can be guessed in less than a minute, or even better, how about not the characters' names? The best room in the level is the one with the bed. Not only is there an actual ghost in there, there's also a portrait of Captain Black Eye, notorious game troll, and there's a chest in the corner that you can't open. I've always wondered what was inside it. Funny how a game with such a bizarre and covered up secret such as Stop and Swap has other things inside it like an unopenable chest and everyone's like, nah, it's probably nothing. Who knows, it could be Black Eye's famous black eye or something. What am I talking about? Let's talk about the church. Apparently, it's based off a real church in Twycross, England, where the Rare Studios were located at the time. Ooh, I just love kicking down those iron gates. That's some physics stuff right there. The best part of the church is how the music changes to a much more spooky track when you go near it. Whereas the music for the rest of the level is much more upbeat, keeping you pushing forwards, this song makes you want to feel a little bit more careful, which makes sense when these suckers pop out of the ground everywhere. I used to have their places memorized as a kid, but playing back again I had no idea, and one of them genuinely startled me the first time. You can go on top of the church as well. The sound of tiles clacking when Banjo walks over them is something that I or you will never be able to unhear. It's probably the best sound ever. Once you get to the very top, by going through the clock face, which somehow makes sense, you can see the whole level in detail. It sure is a beautifully crafted level. I'd say that it could help you with the maze, but to be honest, it's not really that difficult when you're in it anyway. Inside the church, you suddenly become tiny because, well, it's Banjo-Kazooie is why. And once you get up to the organ, you can play a minigame copying Mozart. Yes, that's his name. He's a hand and a pianist. Originality, apparently. This minigame is actually pretty creepy. Whenever you play on the piano, it will always play the next note of the background music. I don't know why, but as a kid that really creeped me out, and it still kinda does now. This whole church is just super eerie inside though, and I know I've said eerie a lot in this episode, but this church interior really just nails it. It's so still, and even though there's the sound of ghosts and creepy music and the bats, it still manages to feel really quiet. Whoa, okay, so I've gone a little bit overboard with this level, and I haven't even talked about the pumpkin yet. That's right, in this level you can transform into a pumpkin. Remember when I said the game was endearing for its lack of creativity? Well, I mean, like a pumpkin on a Halloween level is probably pretty creative. To be fair, it's a pretty great transformation in terms of just what it does. You can't attack anything, which makes it start to feel very Amnesia, only adding to the horror when you have to dodge past skeletons with only one honeycomb left. And you can squeeze through tight places such as the well or down the toilet? Really? You gotta go down there? Down okay. Yeah, perhaps this isn't the best transformation ever, actually. Going back to the overworld before the level, there's a really nifty little puzzle where you have to go through that one area that isn't a wall, and into the little wooded area that just shows Rare had way too much experience making old games ooze creepiness in order to raise the water level to get to the next level, Rusty Bucket Bay. I remember taking ages to figure that one out when I was a kid. Also, maybe I can finally find out what's inside the tiny tunnel in the volcano. Oh, okay, or not. That's cool too. So I've gone above and beyond what I expected for this video. I kind of strayed a little bit away from the atmosphere of the level, but hopefully it was informative. You know why this level is so great. Banjo-Kazooie had some great levels, and Banjo-Tooie just added to them. Although then they, Actually, I really like that game. How about that? Other people have opinions too. But that's for another time. Overall, this was just a super atmospheric level in a video game. Give it a try if you want, I recommend it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and have a spooktacular Halloween. And try to forget that I said spooktacular, I guess.